Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I will show you my part 2 of the series Major Guinea Pig Cage Changes. In this video, I constructed some storage shelves and I enlarged my cage again to fit over the 2 calyx shelves which I have on the left side of the cage. I'm really sorry that I haven't uploaded in a month, but at the moment I have a lot of work to do in school. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video as much as I liked filming it. So first of all, this is the before and after clip. I love the little area on the left side of the cage as it acts like their kitchen area, and it's really convenient as I didn't know what to do with all the space over the shelf before. First, I started by taking away all the things which were under the tables. Then I realized that there was a lot of mess under there, so I decided to vacuum clean the floor before placing some things again. Now it was time to construct the actual storage shelves, which I ordered off IKEA. I will link the shelves in the description bar. I first started by constructing the IKEA calyx shelf. So I will just briefly explain how I constructed the shelves as you can see what I'm doing. So I just started off by connecting the top of the shelf with the longer side using some screws. Then I added some wood sticks in the empty holes of one of the planks, and then I carefully connected the wood sticks with the holes on the longer plank. After this, I connected the other smaller plank. And I finally placed the longer side of the shelf. After I constructed this shelf, I just put it on the side so that I could work on the other shelf. So this shelf is called the IKEA Trofast. This one was more complicated than the calyx one as it has more components to it. So for this shelf, I started by placing little wood things into the holes again and placed some shorter planks onto them. It's quite hard to explain this part, so I'll just let you guys see what I'm doing. Anyways, if you decide to buy these shelves, instructions were really clear, so this video isn't like a tutorial on how to build them. By this time, I realized I could have used a screwdriver the entire time and saved a lot of energy and time, which was really stupid of me. Now that I was nearly done, I placed it on the right side under the cage. Finally, I just added these little plastic things using the screwdriver and the individual plastic boxes. I decided that I would store some fleece items in these boxes, and I tried to categorize them by type and size. Also, let me know if you guys want a tutorial on how to make a fleece cage liner, as I've been making them recently for the new cage. And this is the finished shelf with the fleece items. Then I added the calyx shelf next to the Trofast shelf. I also bought this simple IKEA plastic storage box where I just stored anything basically, and I placed that next to the shelves. Over the Trofast shelf, I placed the rest of the coroplast to create the cage, and this toy log where you can place the veggies on. On the calyx shelf, I decided to place my 2 litter trays and a wooden hidey house. Inside the shelf, I placed more hidey houses which fit perfectly. On the left side, I added the huge hay bag with some more wooden hidey houses. Finally, I placed my vacuum cleaner and the vid on the right side. So this is how everything turned out, and I'm really happy that I bought more storage shelves as it looks more organized now, and I finally have a place to store my wooden hidey houses. Now that I finished organizing everything under the cage, I worked on the actual cage. I started by taking everything which was on the shelf off and cleaned the surface. A month ago, I had ordered a 2x3 CNC cage coroplast template and some grids so that I could enlarge the cage, so I decided to first open that packaging. Then I started assembling the CNC grids on the surface. So my plan here was just to place the grids on the surface, which would be a bit bigger than the actual surface of the shelf, as I thought that it wouldn't be large enough. And at the end, this didn't change anything as the grids under the coroplast supported the weight. I connected all the grids using zip ties and not connectors so that they would stick together tighter and support more weights. Also, I had to make sure that the little nips of the zip ties were facing downwards when adding the coroplast. So in total, I added 2 regular sized CNC grids and 4 smaller grids which went under the coroplast. By this point, I decided that I would already take off the 2 grids and the zip ties. Now I just placed the grids all over the exterior, which were connected to the bottom grids. Now that I had finished assembling the grids, I cut the coroplast to the right size. For this, I just measured the length of the bottom of the grids and the width and added 15 centimeters to each of the sides, which would be the side of the coroplast. I also cut each of the corners on the coroplast to fold it. Now I carefully placed in the coroplast and measured where I had to cut the coroplast of my cage so that I could connect both parts. Then I placed the cage we just built onto my main cage. Since there was a little opening between the two cages, I decided to add another small grid to cover it. Since the shelf on which I built this cage was a bit higher than my main cage, the coroplast had to act as a ramp, so I needed to stick some tape on it. Now I was basically done with enlarging my cage and just needed to clean everything, so I started by vacuum cleaning the floor and then I cleaned my cage and decorated everything. And now I was finished with everything and let my guinea pigs explore their new huge cage. I'm so happy that I decided to enlarge my cage again, as my guinea pigs love it and I use the space so much better than before. Also, for some reason I think it's much easier to clean my cage now than it was before because my guinea pigs tend to poop now in their kitchen area, so it makes it easier for me to clean. Also, I think that in my next video I will post a proper cage tour and maybe a pet room tour and how I clean this cage. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in my next week's video. Bye!